forever we'll be together, boy, we are free. It's family, it's all about love, it's for the one above. It's hand in hand, together we stand, it's our drive. I'm born with 25. I'm born with 25. I'm born with 25. I'm born with 25. I'm born with 25.
Nay, bilisan po natin. Punta na po tayo sa playground.
Sandali lang, anak. Magtakbo ng takbo. Huwag ka munang tatawid at baka masagasaan ka. Anak, lagi mo itong tatandaan na kapag tatawid ka sa kalsada, huwag kang tatawid nang walang kasamang nakakatanda. Kung tatawid ka mag-isa, gumamit ka ng footbridge o overpass. At iwasan mo rin ang paggamit ng gadget at pakikipaglaro habang tumatawid ka sa kalsada.
Isang paalaala mula sa Radyo Agila.
The Eagle Radio Broadcasting Corporation, in partnership with the Junior Chamber International Makati, presents the most awesome radio program to hit the airwaves. JCI Radio Philippines. JCI Radio Philippines. JCI Radio Philippines. And now your host, Ernest Hernandez.
Good evening, everyone, and we welcome you to another awesome episode of JCI Radio Philippines. Anything and everything about the Junior Chamber International. On behalf of my partner, Ernest Hernandez, I am your host, Diego Dela. We are here every week to give you a taste of what the Junior Chamber International has to offer. And joining me in tonight's episodes are my interns, so please kindly introduce yourselves.
Hi guys, I'm Mika.
And I'm Ariane.
And I'm Lynn.
Hi, I'm Karil.
All right, so JCI Radio Philippines may be heard over the following radio stations nationwide. DZEC 106.2 kHz in Mega Manila.
DWIN 1080 kHz, Northern Luzon.
DZEL 1260 Southern Luzon.
DYFX 1305 kHz, Central Visayas.
And DXED 1224 kHz, Southern Mindanao.
You may catch our show via online live streaming at www.radioaguila.am.
JCI Radio Philippines is also streaming live on YouTube. Just type Radio Aguila live on the search bar and watch your favorite Radio Aguila shows live on demand.
JCI Radio Philippines and Radio Aguila are proud members of the KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
All right, so welcome to the program, everyone. All right, so we're going to have a very, very interesting topic. So, especially that the Junior Chamber International, or JCI, the members are mostly of the youth. So, we're going to talk about tonight how to build up your resume in college. So right now, all of my co-hosts for tonight, are actually college students. So right now, they're still building up their experiences, and they will find out sooner than later that they need a very sterling resume so that they will be able to find a job elsewhere. So right now, let me ask you, what is your first impression on building a resume? So anong bang una nyo naisip pag gumagawa kayo ng resume?
First, it should be short.
Mm-hmm.
And doon niyo po ilalagay yung mga experiences that you've done in the previous years on college.
Mm-hmm.
Doon nyo din ilalagay yung mga accomplishments nyo in college.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
basic information about yourself.
All right. So basically, ang resume is the first thing that your employers will see when they're viewing you, when they're going to take a look at your background, if they see that you're fit for the job. So ang resume kasi parang ano yan parang makikita nila muna ang picture mo, parang first impression nila sa inyo. So dapat before you even start applying for jobs, dapat meron kayong magandang mukha na ipapakita sa kanila through your resume. So here are some tips that we gathered from a couple of websites, including about.com, on how to build up your resume in college so that you will be able to get a good job when you apply for a job in the real world. So first step here is consider getting involved with organizations or take part in activities while in college. So of course, all of you are part of different orgs in college, high school. So maraming mga orgs yan. So mga social civic organizations, may mga book club, may mga journalism club. So let me ask you, ano bang mga clubs na sinalihan nyo ngayong college?
Actually, the three of us, Aryan and Karil, are a part of the student publication in our school.
Mm-hmm. All right. So how about you? Ano
sir? Ako naman, PAG, dance.
PAG, dance. All right. So, dancer pala ang aking katutukan tonight. So why is it important to get involved in different organizations? So, when you join an organization kasi, it will help improve your skills. What kind of skills? Well, for example, one is dancing. When you know how to dance, it's a social skill. Kasi when you go at different parties, for sure merong mga sayaw yan. So mga anything that involves socializing with the different people in the parties. For example, when you're a journalist, you improve your writing skills. So you will know how to write a cover letter. You know how you will write an article. So important rin ang writing skills. So let's say you join a broadcasting club naman. So when you join a broadcasting club, they will teach you how to speak properly in front of a mic. So they're going to boost your confidence. So maraming mga ino-offer ang mga different clubs that will improve your skills. You don't know it, pero slowly nag-iiba na rin ang form ninyo sa mga tao dahil na-improve lalo yung mga skills nyo, interpersonal skills, mga the little things na for sure you may never know it, pero baka sa job nyo bibigyan parang malaking plus yan. For example, yung driver's license pa lang. Actually, once you know how to drive, it's a huge bonus. So yung mga skills na ganun would actually improve your standing, improve your resume. So what else does joining organizations give you? So it will make you equipped with other skills, and it's a plus for a lot of people. Just like what I've mentioned, so mga little skills like driving, homemaking, cooking, baking, that's malaking plus na yun. So may na-encounter na ba kayong situation na itong little skill ko pala na to, parang naging handy siya. Diba? For example, some of us take home economic classes. So, for example, ako, may mga times na naiwan ako mag-isa sa bahay, pero nakapagluto ako. So, may mga na-experience ba kayo na tinuro sa inyo in school or sa isang org na sinalihan nyo? Tapos parang naging naging plus pa?
Well, sa org po, dun sa journalism part, kapag po kasali ka po sa isang publication, meron ka pong mga alam na hindi alam ng mga basic, and I mean mga normal student na alam mo kasi limited lang yung nakakasali doon.
So yung mga skills on writing right, nadadagdagan pa pala sa journalism club. So how about you, Mika, sa dance club naman? Ano bang nalalaman mo na hindi gaano alam na iba?
Kasi actually, sir, sa school, may group kami. Then sa labas, may group din ako din. So yung mga tinuturo sa loob, na-apply ko po sa labas. Minsan ako po yung nagtuturo sa kanila.
And of course, vice versa na minsan yung dance club sa labas, natuturuan ka pala ng ibang skills. Pero for example, nagkaroon ka na ba ng practical application sa dance? For example, may sayaw pala tapos alam ko to tapos
Yes, sir. Iba talaga pag marunong ka or syempre lalabas kayo ng pupunta kayo sa iba-ibang lugar lalaban kayo diyan. So experience na din.
All right. So yung mga skills niyan, bonus 'yan. So what else will get you? What else will joining different organizations get you? So it will also improve social skills and leadership skills. So for example, sa case dito sa JCI, so it's a leadership organization. So nabibigyan kami ng opportunities para maging leader. So nagiging project chairpersons kami, nabibigyan kami ng chance para mag-shine. So for example sa student council, 'di ba? Nabibigyan ka ng chance na maging leader. So para you'll have to make the tough decisions within the school. So in your case, nagkaroon na ba kayo ng opportunity na the opportunity presented itself na maging student leader kayo or naging leader in any way?
Actually, yes, in our department,
EB Communication Society po in our school.
three of us are
so part kayo,
officers.
Officers kayo. So, for example, ano bang mga positions na na-handle ninyo?
Previously, up until now, I'm a secretary.
Secretary. Okay, so how about you? What's your position?
Last sem, I am a treasurer, and then now, I am representative of our year.
Okay.
Last year, I'm the auditor of our society. Ngayon po, PRO.
Okay, so having those positions, what did those leadership opportunities present to you? Ano bang mga natutunan niyo being one of the student leaders sa school ninyo?
Kasi po, nag-ayos din po kasi kami ng concept papers for example, may event po na gagawin sa school. So kami po yung nagpapapirma and then nag-organize ng event. So parang doon po na i-enhance po namin yung kung paano po namin binabudget yung time po namin kung sa pag-ayos po ng mga papers and then yung studies at saka kung paano rin po namin i-communicate yun sa mga members po namin.
The other year.
Yes. So hindi biro kasi ang maging student leader tapos estudyante ka at the same time. So you have to juggle a lot of things tapos you have to make the tough decisions. Minsan wala yung mga top officers pero you have to make the decision on the fly. So what else? Ano pa bang mga nabigyang chances sa inyo para mag-step up bilang isang leader? May mga natatandaan pa ba kayong instances na kayo naman nabigyan kayo ng opportunity? Arian, how about you? Or
one time po kasi nung wala po yung fourth year president po namin. And then parang sa amin na lang po na-assign yung mga concept paper kasi busy-busy na po sila. So,
since they are graduating.
Kasi hindi biro rin kasi ang graduating student. So, nabigyan kayo ng chance para mag-shine. So, yan. So, that's the first step. So, that's getting involved in missions. So, magandang idea pala na parang sobrang active ka na halos lahat ng orgs kilala ka na. Pero naman, syempre balance between studies and mga organizations. Kasi minsan, there are some people that overdo it. So before we go to our second tip, why don't we take a short break? Magbabalik po tayo dito sa JCI Radio Philippines.
EBC, Eagle Broadcasting Corporation. Ito ang Radio Agila.
Ang oras sa buong Pilipinas ay 6:20 ng gabi.
Isang OFW na may katanungan tungkol sa mga benepisyong dapat makuha sa OWA, PhilHealth, SSS, Pag-ibig Fund at NRCO? Tumawag lamang o mag-text sa 0926-617-8082 o makinig tuwing Sabado alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi dito lamang sa Radyo Agila. Gabay ng OFW International with Tita Lu Medina.
Maglakbay sa magagandang tanawin sa Pilipinas. Alamin ang mayayamang kultura ng ating mga ninuno at pamana ng ating lahi. Balikan natin ang ating kasaysayan sa Kanilangang Pilipino. Tuwing Linggo, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi. Kanilangang Pilipino.
Águila 1062. Hinaing, reklamo, subo, iugnay sa kinaupo. Águila 1062.
And we are back here on JCI Radio Philippines, anything and everything about the Junior Chamber International. So we are here talking about how to build up your resume in college, and I'm still here with our intern co-hosts for tonight. All right, so let's make a recap first. So our first tip earlier was consider getting involved with organizations or take part in activities while in college. So dun pa lang mas-stack up na yung resume mo, and it will probably make the employer think, okay, this person knows how to manage his or her time well. So malaking plus yan para sa atin. All right, so our second tip. So Mika, why don't you read out our second tip?
The second one is work part-time jobs inside or outside the campus to further your experiences.
All right, so I'd like to ask all four ladies, have you ever done part-time work, or have you done any kind of part-time job, whether it's pro bono or you got paid for it? None? Okay, so let's see. Kasi it's tough to be it's tough to do a part-time job while doing school. I know that feeling. I know that feeling na you're doing a job, and then at the same time you're studying. Ako naman pro bono kasi family business eh. So it's I mean, you can't say no to your father, so I had to do it. But anyway, so if you're going to do a part-time job while you're still in school, again, that's another plus kasi iniisip ng employer, kaya niya mag-juggle ng work, mag-juggle ng studies, and at the same time nag-orgs pa siya. So it's a very tough multitasking. It's really tough. But it has a lot of upsides. For example, yung mga work experiences mo, it adds up to the qualities that you can put in your resume. So, for example, nagkaroon ka ng clerical experience, tapos naghahanap ang isang company ng clerk. For example, with 2 to 3 years experience, you were able to do your studies na for 2 to 3 years, tapos nagka-clerk ka, malaking bagay na yan for an employer. So also being there sa isang job, it means na you acquired knowledge. So dahil nagtatrabaho ka, tapos may naipon kang knowledge, you don't know it, pero yung mga ginagawa mo maliliit na tasks na pumapasok sa ulo mo, and then nagiging parang na-ingrain na sa ginagawa mo every day. Ayan. So, pero have you ever considered taking up a part-time job para at least to add up to your experience or anything?
Pumasok siya sa isip ko, pero natakot ako na maapektuhan yung grades ko. Ganun po.
All right. So
kasi it requires only 18 units, I think. Yeah, 18 units. So every sem, nagte-take po kami ng 24 units. So baka regular, ganun din po yung mga iniisip.
Okay, so parang nahihirapan kayo sa risk involved. Parang high risk masyado ang maging working student. Yeah, actually, it's nowadays with the demands of being a student in college, it's really tough to juggle both work and study at the same time. But let's move forward. Arian, could you please tell us what our third tip is?
So number 3 is take elective to gain more knowledge.
All right. Ano yung mga electives? So could anyone tell us what an elective is? None? Okay, so ang electives kasi, for example, meron tayo yung flow chart. Yung flow chart natin sa college, di ba? Usually,
Curriculum.
Yung curriculum natin, nakikita natin, ito yung mga kailangan natin i-complete within the 4-5 years na nasa college tayo. Pero may mga opportunities tayo na we could take this class pala as an additional learning lang. Parang wala pala dito sa course curriculum ko itong let's say painting 101. Pero gusto ko mag-painting. Gusto ko matuto kung paano maging Pablo Picasso. Diba? It's true. Picasso. O kaya gusto ko maging Ben Cap. Sige, para local naman. Gusto ko maging Ben Cap.
Para realistic.
Para medyo realistic naman. O kaya gusto ko mag-draw. Basta gusto ko mag-drawing. Gusto ko matuto mag-drawing. Gusto ko matuto mag-basketball. Kung wala pala sa PE course ko ang basketball, gusto ko matuto mag-basketball. Kasi pandagdag rin yun sa experience. Additional experience means additional knowledge, meaning plus points para sa mga future employers. Actually, kung napapansin nyo yung first 3 tips natin so far, there's something in common eh. Yung common so far sa mga tips natin, parang when you add experience, parang nagiging plus points yan sa employers. So leadership opportunities na nakuha mo, plus points. Pag nagtrabaho ka part-time sa isang employer while you're studying, plus points. Tapos kung kumukuha ka ng electives na probably makaka-enhance sa knowledge mo, plus points. For example, isang example ng maganda elective would be languages. Kayo, meron ba kayong
Foreign language.
Foreign languages. Kung meron ba kayong wish list na gusto niyong pag-aralan na foreign language? For example, ako gusto ko matuto ng Espanyol.
It would be Spanish.
Spanish para sa'yo, Arian. Kasi yung Pilipinas kasi, kung napapansin niyo yung natin, major languages natin, yung Filipino, marami tayong mga salita na galing sa Espanyol.
Yes.
And so kung marami tayong mga hiram na salita na galing sa Espanyol. Probably wala pa akong top of mind right now, pero kung pag-aaralan natin. Mesa. For example, mesa. Mesa, yung table, galing yan sa Espanyol.
Yep.
Any other languages daw na gusto nyong pag-aralan?
Sir, kami tapos na kami dyan eh. Foreign language 1. Nihongo naman.
Nihongo. May sample naman.
Konbanwa, ganun.
Konbanwa is?
I forgot na, sir. Kasi
Konbanwa is good evening, no? Good evening. Good evening?
Yes, good evening.
Ako kasi konnichiwa is hello eh.
Ohayo gozaimasu.
Ohayo gozaimasu.
That's good
Tama?
morning. Good morning.
Good morning. So, good evening naman. Konbanwa.
Konbanwa.
So, and thank you is arigato.
Arigato.
Ayun. Yun pala, nagkakaintindihan pala tayo dito sa Hapon. Alright.
Japanese bodies.
Japanese. Okay, so aside from languages, mga magandang pag-aralan din, as I mentioned earlier, home economics. Kasi, for example, when you're living alone, meron kayong sariling apartment, meron kayong sariling condominium unit, syempre mahirap naman na may mag-hire ka ng katulong kasi or yaya, 'di ba? Kasi parang sayang ang pera natin. So maganda na rin na alam natin yung mga basics like yung mga folding, i-fold natin yung mga table napkins, yung beddings natin, paano tayo mag-aayos ng kobre kama, paano tayo maglalaba, magpa-plancha, yung mga basics. Pati rin pati yung pagluluto. How many times has cooking your own food saved you? May mga times ba na mag-isa kayo sa bahay?
Yes, always.
Every day.
Pag wala talagang pasok, parents ko laging nasa So, kunyari, si mama maaga nga alis, di niya na ako may pagluluto. Ako na, kahit ano na lang pwede.
Ayun! Yun. So, pag marunong kayo magluto, well, malaking plus yan dahil bawas gastos and at the same time, alam mo kung anong niluluto mo so healthy ka. So, I mean, kasi kung lagi kang kumakain ng fast food, medyo unhealthy yan. So, malaking plus yan na nag-gain mo yung knowledge na yan. Tapos, syempre, eventually, pag nagtatrabaho kayo, mga family outings, mga picnics, mga events, minsan potluck, 'di ba? So, pag alam ng mga ng mga ka-opisina mo na magaling ka magluto na magiging reputation niya na ito si Aryan, magaling siya magluto ng adobo. Siya kaya pagluto natin ng adobo sa ating family outing.
Si Aryan po magaling po talaga magluto.
Okay. Kaya pala tumatawa pala siya. Okay. Ano bang specialty mo? Spaghetti. Okay. So, at least pala
wala bang free taste yan?
Hindi po kami pinagluluto. Sige, mag-withdraw muna ako. Char. Abangan niya.
Ayan. So, again, mabalik tayo sa ating discussion. So, taking those electives, malaking bagay yan na parang additional knowledge yan sa atin. And, I mean, parang mga practical skills na yan, magagamit natin yan lalo na sa office. For example, speech rin. For example, marunong tayo magsalita in front of an audience. Pag gumagawa tayo ng presentations during work, yun, dagdag na knowledge yan. Okay, so next on our list, number 4. Okay, let's have okay.
Seek advices with your career counselor or professor about a certain field.
Ayun. So it pays to know ano bang pinapasok mo. So actually, alam mo, it's a basic thing na don't be afraid to ask questions. I mean, every day may mga bagay-bagay na hindi natin alam pero gusto natin malaman. So I mean, magandang yung pinaka okay na sources ng mga advice would be usually mga career counselors, mga professors, kasi sila yung mga nakakaalam kung anong ginagawa nila sa certain field. Meron ba kayong mga mentor sa school? At least, na professor, na counselor, or anyone?
Yung department chair po namin, siya po yung madalas naming tanungan kapag may questions po kami.
Mm-hmm. So may mga times ba na nagtataka kayo, ano bang ginagawa sa journalism? Anong ginagawa sa broadcasting na nasagot niya? May times ba na okay, so yeah, may mga actually sometimes yung mga professors kasi natin, they know best kasi kahit paano na-experience nila kasi yung pinagdadaanan natin by the time na umabot na tayo sa 4th year, nag-wind down na yung ating experiences sa college. So minsan tinatanong natin sila, Prof, ano bang nangyayari pagkatapos graduate? Paano ba tayo maghahanap ng trabaho? Ano bang ginagawa pag nasa radyo ka? Ginagawa natin sa newspapers. So may mga times ba na naka-encounter kayo ng ganong questions at natatanong niyo?
I guess yes. Back in 2nd year kami, we're interested po with asking questions about OJT. Ayun, very excited kami that time. Kasi, ayun, hindi pa namin alam kung paano talaga sa field eh. So, that time, tinanong namin yung professor namin and then, sabi niya, nagkwento lang siya about dun sa pag nag-OJT sila, sama-sama sila nung classmates nila. And then sometimes, pag nakasakay sila sa media car nila or bus, ganyan. Minsan sumisiksik siya na lang kasi sobrang daming equipments. Gano'n. So, siya minsan yung nasa
gilid na gilid na.
Maliit na space, ayan.
Okay. Kasi it's really tough to practice yung ating industriya kasi dapat alisto tayo tapos may mga times na kailangan nating mahisiksik na lang kung wala talagang space sa van. So Para-paraan lang talaga. Pero ngayon na-experience nyo na yung pagiging OJT. Ano naman maipapayo nyo sa mga tao na mga estudyante na humahangad na maging OJT sa larangan ng media? So far, ano bang maibibigay niyong advice sa kanila kung Kung meron man.
I guess just be active talaga.
Be active.
Always be active. Ayan. Ayun, syempre, kapag first year or second year ka, or third year, hindi ka pa naka-experience ng ganito, parang dapat dun pa lang sa year na yon, sa first 3 years na yon, dapat marami ka ng extrang malaman para pag sabak mo sa field, talagang equipped ka.
So, very helpful yung advice number 1 ata, di ba?
Advice number 1, which was getting involved in organizations.
So, totoo talaga.
Pero nga pala, meron nga bang parang radio club or broadcasting club sa school ninyo?
Wala po. Currently, we don't have.
Currently you don't have. Baka gusto nyo magtayo kasi at least naka-experience na kayo.
Under construction.
Under construction.
Sir, nung first year ako, meron kami. Kasi nung tinanggal siya, kasi nagpalit kami ng din eh. Tapos binalik lang po siya lately this year.
Ngayon po.
Okay. All right. So that's advice number 4, which is seek advices with your career counselor or professor about a certain field. Pero para sa mga nag-tune in pa lang ngayon, so let's recap yung ating first 4 na tips on how to build up your resume in college. So
consider getting involved with organizations or take part in activities while in college.
Okay, number 2?
So number 2 is work part-time jobs inside or outside the campus to further your experiences.
Number 3?
Number 3, take electives to gain more knowledge.
And number 4?
Seek advices with your career counselor or professor about a certain field.
All right. So, 4 tips lang yan out of 6. Pero, we'll take a short break muna. Sa pagbabalik natin sa JCI Radio Philippines, more tips on how to build up your resume in college. Ang oras po natin ay 6:38 ng gabi. Magbabalik po ang JCI Radio Philippines.
EBC Eagle Broadcasting Corporation. Ito ang Radio Agila.
Eagle in Action. Programang tutugon sa hinaing ng taong bayan. Mag-uugnay sa mga kinauukulang ahensya ng pamahalaan at sa mga simpleng mamamayan.
Eagle in Action.
Dito lang sa Radyo Agila.
Every basketball journey starts with a single step. Every player's dream starts with a new beginning. FBA, the Philippine Sports Basketball Association, the only regional grassroots and amateur basketball league accredited by the Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas, is now on Net 25. Discover basketball heroes from the different regions in the country. Watch FBA on Net 25, Sundays 11 to 12:30 p.m. From rising stars to future basketball legends. FBA, our game, our pride, our pride.
Sa buhay natin ay may mga pangyayaring nagbibigay ng kaligayahan at kalungkutan dahil sa nararanasang pagsubok at kahirapan. Marami rin sa mga hamong nakakaharap natin sa buhay ay maaaring malutas, subalit ang iba ay maaaring mahirap unawain at tila imposibleng malampasan. Ano man ang kahihinatnan ng pagsubok, ang mahalaga, hindi tayo nawawalan ng pag-asa at patuloy tayong nabubuhay, humaharap sa kahit anong problema at pagsubok na dumarating sa atin. Ako po si Snooki Serna. Samahan niyo po ako tuwing Sabado sa ganap na alas 4 hanggang alas 5 ng hapon sa programang Your Confident Snooki. Dito lamang sa Radio Agila.
Balik at ulo.
Hey, wait! I can understand that. Can you please translate?
My toes, my knees, my shoulder, my head.
Interpreter ba ang hanap nyo? Nandito na ang tambalang Anton at Jerisa.
Kumbatseros. Mga isyo at bagong balita inililiwat sa wikang mas masaya na, madali pang maintindihan ng masa. Kumbatseros. Lunes hanggang Biyernes,
Monday to Friday,
alas 5:30 ng hapon.
5:30 in the afternoon.
Dito lang sa himpilang pinakamalinaw mag-interpret.
Only here in the station where interpretations are very clear. Radyo Agila 1062 sa Mega Manila. Minsan, sumigaw ako ng ayoko nang magmahal! Pero nung nakita kita, napasigaw ulit ako ng joke lang yon. Gusto niyo bang i-share at madinig on air ang inyong mga FB status?
Maging updated sa inyong mga paboritong celebrity sa aming celebrity tweets.
Marinig ang inyong mga requested songs para sa inyong mga loved ones.
Dito sa status ko, kayo ang bida! Kakasama natin ang mga walang kapantay sa kakulitan. Ang ating BFF on air na si Best May Rivera at Best Ken Messina.
Tuwing Sabado sa status ko mula alas 11 ng umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali. Dito lang yan sa Radyo Agila.
Wow, Mami! Ang sarap ng niluluto nyo. Paborito ko. Sinigang.
Ikaw talaga. O siya, tawagin mo na si Daddy at si Ate nang makakain na tayo.
Ate, Daddy! Kakain na tayo!
O ikaw ate, kumusta naman ang pag-aaral mo?
Okay lang, Dad. Kahit mahirap po yung subject ng accountancy, pasado naman po ako sa final exam namin.
Dad, ako perfect sa math. Hindi nga makaung sa akin mga kaklase ko. Mana yata ako sa dad ko.
Ikaw talaga, manang-mana ka nga.
Alam ba ninyo na ang pagsasalo-salo ng pamilya sa pagkain ay nakatutulong ng malaki sa paghubog ng masaya, malusog at matagumpay ng mga anak? Ito ang pinakamainam na pagkakataon kung kailan maaaring makipagpalitan ng kwento, suliranin kung mayroon man, at pagbibigay ng payo ng mga magulang. Ang paalaalang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Radyo Agila.
Pinalawak, pinadali, pinatipid ng social media ang paraan ng komunikasyon at pagbabahagi ng impormasyon.
Isang mabuting bagay ito para sa ating mga gumagamit. Subalit, gaya ng kasabihan, ang lahat ng sobra ay masama.
Ang social media ay may kaakibat na responsable at maingat na paggamit upang hindi mapinsala at huwag makapaminsala. Tandaan ang ilang paalaala sa paggamit ng social networking site.
Huwag magbibigay ng private information tungkol sa inyong social media account. Ugaliin ang magpalit ng password para mapanatiling pribado ang inyong social media account. Huwag gamitin ang inyong account para manira o manakit ng kapwa sa mga social networking site. Pag-isipan ng mabuti ang bagay na inyong sasabihin bago i-post sa inyong account.
Maging matalino sa paggamit ng social network. Isang paalaala mula sa Radyo Agila.
Hindi marunong lumingon sa pinanggalingan ay hindi makararating sa paroroonan.
Aanhin pa ang damo kung patay na ang kabayo.
Pero sabi ni nanay, sabi ni tatay, ako, pakinggan mo ang aking karunungan. Ikiling mo ang iyong pakinig sa aking unawa upang makapag-ingat ka ng kabaitan. Sabi ni nanay, sabi ni tatay, tuwing alas 11 ng umaga, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, dito lamang sa Radyo Agila.
And we are back here on JCI Radio Philippines, everything and anything about the Junior Chamber International. And we're still here talking about how to build up your resume in college. So before we continue, let us backtrack on what were our first few tips. So what is our number one tip?
The first one is consider getting involved with organization or take part in activities while in college.
Number 2 is work part-time jobs inside or outside the campus to further experiences.
Third advice, take electives to gain more knowledge.
Number 4, seek advices with your career counselor or professor about a certain field.
And now we move on to number 5, which is to write your resume as short as possible. So as they say, keep it short and sweet. Yun ang sabi nila tungkol sa many things in life, especially ang inyong resume. So nung ginawa nyo ang inyong resume, ano ba ang una nyo kinonsider na ilagay sa inyong resume?
Me, I think affiliations.
Affiliations.
Yes.
What else did you consider putting in your resumes?
Basic information po.
Mm-hmm.
Achievements.
Achievements. Mika?
Achievements.
Achievements. So they say that when you make your resume, you should put your accomplishments depending on your job openings. So kung ano mga nagawa nyo previously, dapat related siya sa field na ginagalawan nyo. For example, if you're going to apply for a job for a newspaper, so yung journalism background nyo is perfect. So for example, in my case, I've done so many things. So I've worked for radio, television, and I've worked for print media. But if you're going to apply for a job for a newspaper, yung pinaka-applicable doon, yung mga writing stints ninyo. Let's say for either online or for print, yun yung ideal. So you wouldn't want to put the likes of being on the radio as part of your resume, but it may be a plus. Kasi it's still part of journalism. So some employers some employers actually see it as a plus na you know how to write for TV, you know how to write. But as long as it's related to the field that you're trying to apply in, you're going to it's going to be a plus in your part. When you, for example, when you applied for your OJT so far, what did you apply in your resume? What did you put in your resumes, for instance? What kinds of experiences did you think about putting there?
Me, actually, I put there the contests that I've been to. Contests.
Contests.
Ayan, yung mga sinalihan po namin.
Achievements that she experienced. Kasi po, ano pa? Sige, explain mo kung ano yun.
Kasi kami po, di ba kami tatlo is part po ng publication.
Member of the publication.
So, one activity po namin is yun, sumali sa mga press conferences, seminars, na may, rin po siya, writing contests. So, ayun po, if mananalo ka dun, I guess that's a big plus din sa resume.
Especially when you're applying for jobs related in the field of media.
Yes,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Mika? What did you consider putting in your resume?
Yung mga seminars din, sir, na katulad dun sa how to write a script. Kailangan, kasi pinag-aaralan po namin yun. Yung career training na seminar.
At least you get a background with that, diba?
All right.
Pinapaliwanag po sa amin.
All right. So, in our lifetime, we have so many achievements. But, as they say, putting too many accomplishments rin could be an eyesore. So, dapat piliin lang natin yung mga accomplishments na probably yung mga highest achievements natin so that hindi siya masyado cluttered.
Yes.
Yeah, hindi siya cluttered sa inyong resume. Pero they also said here that when you're going to write a resume, dapat it should be at least 1.5 page as an ideal length. For example, in your case, ilang pages yung inyong resume?
Actually, sir, I have two kind of resume. One is the 1.5 page, and then the present is 1 page only.
All right. How about you?
1.5 page lang po.
1.5 page. All right. Actually, it's good to have a long form resume and also a brief resume. So yung brief resume mo would be for the likes of job applications, OJT applications, where you should also have a full list of your accomplishments on reserve, just in case kailangan para sa mga certain activities. Like let's say you have to give out a speech, tapos kayo yung magiging guest of honor. Kasi they'd like to see kung ano mga accomplishments mo so that they would properly introduce you. Ayun. And finally, we go to our number 6 tip on how to build up your resume in college is to practice for interviews. In in your case, you've already gone through 2 different OJTs so far. So ano bang naging experience niyo so far in mga job interviews?
Ako, sir.
Mhm.
Yung kasi first time nga mag-OJT, nagtanong ako dun sa friend ko. Sabi ko, kasi may work na siya po ngayon eh. Sabi ko, paano ba yan pag may interview ka? Kailangan ba dapat fluent ka mag-English? Ganyan. Sabi sa akin, hindi, kahit mag-Tagalog ka lang, basta ang sabihin mo, basta umawa ka lang sa kanila, tapos sabihin mo, willing kang matuto. Ganun lang. Parang,
mga basic lang na mga scenarios na pwedeng mangyari. How about you, Arian?
Ako naman, sir, actually, before po sumalang sa interview, nag-search po talaga ako ng mga possible questions and then di naman po ako nagkamali dahil yun din po yung natanong doon.
Okay. How about Mika?
Exactly.
How about Mika or Len?
Nagtatanong po ako sa mga ate ko since yung mga ate ko may mga work na. So, alam na po nila kung ano yung mga itatanong sa mga cases po na ganun.
Actually, tama yung example ni Arian. So one of the tips here is to search for possible questions because you'll never know what the interviewer will ask you during the interview proper. For example, when we interviewed you for your OJTs, were you expecting some of the questions that we asked you?
Opo.
Yeah,
Why did you choose that course? For example, for us, mass communication. Pero hindi naman po siya na nabanggit ba ni Sir yan? Parang hindi naman.
Alright. So, kasi may mga times kasi na may mga tatanungin sa inyo, what are your experiences? What are your previous experiences in the field? Kung meron applicable. What will you, ano ba mako-contribute mo sa team? So, marami mga different questions like that. So, it's best to prepare yourself for those kinds of scenarios na marami mga tatanong sa inyo. Tapos, at the same time, you must practice your answers. So, kung ano yung tatanungin nila, you should know how to properly answer them. And then another tip here is that when you practice your answers, when you practice answering their questions, it will ease the tension when you're being interviewed for the job. All right. Once again, let's backtrack. Ano ang ating mga 6 tips on how to build up your resume in college?
First one is consider getting involved with organizations or take part in activities while in college.
Work part-time jobs inside or outside the campus to further your experiences.
Take electives to gain more knowledge.
Seek advices with your career counselor or professor about a certain field.
Write your resume as short as possible.
Practice for interviews.
All right. So before we end the show, I would like to ask you, what have you learned so far in our discussion on building up your resume in college before you go to the real world and apply for jobs?
Mahalaga po talaga yung experience na makukuha mo sa college po.
Engaging with different organizations.
Mga accomplishments yun, sobrang mahalaga kasi doon nila i-base kung gaano ka kaangat.
And thank you ladies for giving your insights as college students and of course our OJTs for this month. So thank you very much for everything.
Thank you.
All right. And an hour has passed for us in our discussion of everything and anything about the Junior Chamber International Philippines. On behalf of my partner Ernest Hernandez and my intern co-hosts, this has been Diego Dela Paz signing off for now. Tune in again next week for another dose of awesomeness here on JCI Radio Philippines, where we feature a taste of what JCI is all about.
Join us